I am Tamara Mack, the volunteer coordinator here at the Austin Humane Society, and I want to welcome you to the behind the scenes. Let's take a peek. All right, so welcome to the clinic. As you can see behind me, quite a bit of movement. Got our veterinary technicians hard at work. Just had some cats come in that will either be spayed or neutered, so they're setting up all the materials that they will need to make that happen. We've got a weigh station here, going to draw up some vaccinations, probably do some blood testing as well. You can probably hear the dogs behind me. This is the tiny space called the wet room between canine and the cattery. So for dog volunteers, it's going to be a great place to find easy walks or martingale collars. We've got a sink here. It's a multi-purpose sink. Also has all of the tools that you need to refill our cleaning solution. And even cat volunteers may find this room useful, as you could find things like scoops or gloves that you may want to use while you're here volunteering. So as we walk out of the canine area, we're going to kind of come into the back right-hand side of the shelter. This is the pre-adoption area where some of the other dogs may be housed if they are in isolation. And this is our intake or receiving department. We've got a couple of employees here that are doing a full workup. They're going to give him a dewormer. We're going to vaccinate him as well. So you'll see them pulling up a tiny fold of skin and then inserting that. Last but not least, they are going to draw a small amount of blood so that they can do some testing to determine whether or not he is positive for feline leukemia or feline AIDS. So welcome to the pre-adopt area. Typically we feature animals back here that need to be in isolation. Maybe they just need to be separated from the other dog population. Sawyer is actually being held for a special event that's coming up where he is going to be one of the stars of the show. So welcome to the kitten nursery. Now, as a regular cat volunteer, you're not necessarily going to have access to this area unless you have been approved and invited to the training, but it's just good to know where it's located. For the most part, this is going to be for kittens and mothers that have kittens. Probably the ultimate resource that you will need, the volunteer coordinator office. So you'll notice I've got some name tags that have been printed that are personalized. This is where you would pick up those things, and this is where you would find me if you had any questions or concerns about your volunteer experience while you're here. Welcome to the laundry room. Not a place that you're going to visit often. You notice we've got shelving, small towels, large towels, any kind of bedding or bowls that you may be looking for. This is the place where you're going to find them. So we're going to head back out from the laundry room up toward the front of the campus. We're now on the west side. We're going to take a trip down the hall here to the right. Restrooms, of course, very important. This door is to the behavior modification room. This is going to be a place where staff members are going to do temp testing on animals, and you can actually create reports about animal behaviors. So welcome to the volunteer break room. You will notice we've got some day use lockers for you. It's important that you provide your own lock, but this is a great place to store any of those extra things you may want to bring along when you come. Welcome to the auditorium, also known as our multi-purpose room. The space looks a little different than it will probably look tomorrow. So you may see cages, you may see tables, we may do trainings in here, dog introductions, play groups with the pets, all different kinds of things happening in this room. All right, Taz. Taz is one of our newer guests. We're gonna go into the volunteer cubby. Come on, Taz. I'm gonna be sure to close the door behind me because I don't want this young man to get out. This is a place that's kind of set up like your environment at home so that you can help to socialize our dogs like Taz. So Taz and I are just gonna hang out in this area for a short period of time, offering some treats, maybe giving him a little extra love, and hopefully that will help him to acclimate to this environment and be potentially adoptable. So we are out in the runs. This is an area that you're going to stop in first as a dog volunteer to allow your dog an opportunity to relieve itself. It's very important to know that you're going to lock this door behind yourself. This zone immediately between myself and Jimmy, the volunteer, is a neutral zone, and we want to make certain that there's never more than one dog in that area. So once you have finished with your dog on the runs, the next place you're going to go is the field. These dogs would typically be kept 6 feet apart, but because they are housemates, it's certainly okay for them to walk the dogs together. We want to make sure that before we exit, we get a few waste bags. We have an agreement with the church who owns this field that we will remove all of the waste as we're walking. Well, thanks again for joining us and taking interest in the Austin Humane Society. We hope you've learned a lot, and we hope to see you very soon.